How are you? All right, I'm going to share some stuff tonight. I'm kind of excited. Oh, my hair is just having its own personality. And give you guys a minute to get here. There's some really cool things going on. So I thought I'd pop on. Oh, get my butt centered on with my thing. So say hello when you get here. Let me know that you can see, you can hear. Oh, get everything going on in here I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube on both pages. So yeah, let me know that you guys can see me okay, you can hear okay, and all is well. All right. I think I can see you guys. It's Sunday night. I almost said something snarky. It's Sunday night. Do you know where your children are? What a fun day. I got people popping on. Say hello so I know that you are here. Let me know that you're watching. Let me know that you can hear. And we're going to chat. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. And I finished a big portion of the project that I was working on. Jeff, how are you? Hi, Cardamancy. How you guys doing? Cardamancy, have you watched the Hidden Wisdom forecast for the month? I'm curious just because I want to see if it lines up to what you've been getting as far as what's coming up for the month. Oh, we can talk about that tonight too. Mr. Go Live Vegas, I just popped on. I don't even think we have enough people here to be tapping that screen, let alone sending gifts. There's like 2 viewers. Thanks for the roses. Yeah. So it is what? May 3rd. It feels like already the month is whizzing by. Time is going to move super fast. Not yet. I'm glad you're doing good, Mr. Jeff. I mean, I can cover some of the main stuff that's coming up for the month. I just don't want to give away the entire forecast because those forecasts take me hours to complete. You had a health emergency? Cardamancy, what's up? What happened? Ashley, what's up? How are you, friend? I released a free present for you all. I released a free quiz today. See if I can share it on my screen so you guys can see what it looks like. While I'm waiting for Cardamancy to to tell me what's up. All right, let's see. Oh, can you guys see that? It's shifted here. I shrunk it. Shrunk it. So this is part of what I was working on. I told you guys I was going to try and get it released by today. So on schedule, I released it, I don't know, maybe 4:00 today. And what this is, if you can see it on your screen, it's called the Income Archetype Quiz. Completely free to take. It's hosted on my website. I actually built out the code and everything just to host it on my website. I'm good. Felt out of body yesterday, but better today. I'm good. I've been busy. And so when I start going into creation mode and I'm working on a project, I'm head down. Like, thank God. I've been very fortunate the last couple weeks to have distractions of this big project because some of the nonsense, and I do catch up on it at night. Some of the nonsense going on is just incredibly insane to me, embarrassing, and there's just been a lot of nonsense, like altogether nonsense. But this is released. This is open. I just set it to publish at 4:00 today. I sent out an email for those of you on my email list. I put it on my Facebook. I put it on my TikTok story, and the link is in the bio for wherever anyone wants to go see. Or you can just go to my website, um, and go bernadettegold.com/bio, BIO, and you'll see it's in the little gold boxes. Just click it on it. It says free archetype quiz. But it's really cool because it will tell you, you just got to answer the questions, and it will tell you if you have what it takes to create independent income, right? Like income that belongs to you that nobody can take from you, which at this time, and I've been talking about this, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to what I've been saying on my videos or my blog, because I've been talking in my podcast, like I've been talking about where things are headed and where people need to focus. I know a lot of people are out of jobs. I mean, the numbers are incredibly discouraging because they're starting to leak the real numbers of job loss in 25. Even in 26, they have confirmed that there were higher numbers of job loss and fewer numbers of job replacement. Those of you who are out of work right now already know that reality. You know, no one had to tell you. You're applying for jobs, and a lot of them are ghost jobs. They don't exist. They look great on LinkedIn or wherever, but they don't exist. And then the jobs that do exist have a ton of competition for them. So a few weeks ago, I always get messages from spirit when I'm either falling asleep or I'm waking up. Some of you are probably the same way. And I got a message from spirit, and this is after I had made the podcast because they told me this is where you need to focus on this new Bernadette Gold Unfiltered podcast. Like, start speaking about where people need to shift their mindset, where they need to understand things are going so that they're prepared. So, and I'm very curious to see what you guys have to say in the comments about what you're seeing, what you're experiencing, because I know the realities. Hey, Sky, I know the realities of what we're being told by media, the mainstream media, is not the realities. Like, it goes far beyond the numbers we're being given. Thanks for liking the stream. I appreciate it. So here's the thing. When spirit told me what direction to go with the podcast, I got that done, and I got it done very quickly. I am very fortunate that I got to work with for a second time someone who's very well known in radio broadcasting, and she's written books, and she's worked in so many countries and so many stations, and she focused on podcasts too. And I had a meeting with her last month. Um, was it last month? March. I can't remember. It was either the end of March or beginning of April. And she said, you need to start a different podcast, like start a new one and make it your name. And I'm like, okay, cool. And she told me how to set it up and all of that. So I was super, super happy to do all of that. And I knew working with her, because I'm not the live stream that me and Andy were doing, it didn't feel right. Something felt off, and spirit said, yeah, no, you got to start something new, meet with her. She'll give you really good clue of what to do right now, and how to set your new podcast up. And I've had so many podcasts. I've had like 5 podcasts. But I did it, and spirit said, make it about what's going on, people losing their jobs, how to survive the attack on the middle class and the lower class. Like, working class people, tell me if you guys are seeing this in your world, in your lives. Working class people are under attack. And it's not just in the US, but of course I'm US based, so I'm going to focus on the US because that's where most of the people I help are. Although I help people in other countries, the major part of my audience is in the US. So everybody's in the US that is out of a job trying to enter the workplace. And I've been hearing this from my 24-year-old daughter when she moved to Virginia. And I told her before she went, the job market's going to be tight, sister. She went, and she's like, it's so hard to get a job here. So she's working in retail right now at a job that she never would have considered here. But she's making decent money. She's getting by, I should say. She's not making great money. She's getting by. She was doing DoorDash for a while to substitute, and supplement her income, and her the wear and tear on her car was horrible, and it wasn't paying off. So she quit and she got a normal job where she could just drive to work, park her car, and not kill her car. And I know a lot of people even doing deliveries on the side as a side income to earn some extra cash are having a heck of a time because the numbers are down. The DoorDash is down, the Sparks are down, the Instacarts are down, and people are not making the money that they're used to making. Are you guys seeing that locally where you are? I'm in Texas, right? But I have clients all over the United States. So I'm very curious, even with the entry level workers, are you guys seeing that? That people are trying to find jobs, your kids are trying to find jobs, they can't find jobs. But then when you go to, like, out of college entry level into corporate, that's an even stranger picture when you've spent so much money on a degree. And then you have the whole other part of corporate cutting jobs, just cutting jobs, layoff upon layoff. I mean, we've had tens of thousands of layoffs since the beginning of 2026. And I'm not saying that to make you overwhelmed. This is just the stark reality of what we're facing and sort of leading up to explaining the story of why I'm doing what I'm doing and why Spirit had me make this free quiz that leads to other things they had me create. But this free quiz is the starting point because a lot of people are like months now without a paycheck, and I wonder, like, how are you paying your bills? And why are you waiting for a corporation or an agency or an NGO to hire you back? Like, the job market's not coming back. If anything, it's going to continue to get worse. They're blaming it on AI. But the truth of the matter is, and that's leaked out too, has nothing to do with AI. Nothing. So it's been very interesting how this whole thing is playing out, right? Like the truth of what's going on, um, what we can trust, what we can't trust, right? It's crazy to me. Like how much of what we're being told is BS and how much we're not being told about things. So Jeff's saying, yes, I see it all over Idaho and Eastern Oregon. Yeah. Like I don't think any state is um without having to see go through all of this. And then when you have government on the East Coast, you have the United States government agencies laying off, killing jobs, killing all of the federal funding for grants and whatnot. And I don't know if you guys realize all of the federal funding for grants, for the most part, are getting cut. And we're not getting that information in the news either. We've seen some of it, cancer research, USAID, but you guys are not seeing some of the other grants that are funding scientific research, law enforcement, um, states funding. Like a lot of that has just been erased. And so people are without jobs. And I don't know if I know a big part of it is that we've all been trained to believe that you're supposed to have a real job, right? I always laugh at that. Have a real job. I'm like, my job's not real as an entrepreneur. That's funny because I make better money than most people who work at companies and I run my own schedule, answer to other people. In any case, the big deal was to get a real job, right? Get a real job, blah, blah, blah. Well, the deal now is find a way to make income because you got bills to pay and the bills don't stop just because you're not working, right? And because you can't find a job in this really strange time that we're living in. So Spirit said you're going to set some things up. The first thing you're going to do is a quiz to help people figure out if they're actually in a place where they can start building, how fast they need to build, what level they're at, and do they have what it takes to work for themselves, build a side business, get a side gig, side hustle, be a contractor, be a freelancer, But I've been saying for years the solo gig economy, being self employed, becoming an entrepreneur, a small business owner, an independent business owner, that is the way and the wave of our economy and how we survive. And for people who've never worked for themselves, it can be a scary prospect. For a lot of people that are coming out of jobs or coming out of college and things are not working as you planned, you had your plan and then the last 2 years everything kind of fell apart with or the last year and a half fell apart with the economy and the jobs, and then AI came on board and it's like, holy crap, industries are disappearing overnight. You probably didn't think that you were going to go into business for yourself. And if you didn't go to business school, maybe you think you don't have what it takes. And I'm telling you right now, everybody has something to offer. And more so, we need to focus in on local economy. Like, the more you can make something, start something that's local, the safer your income is gonna be. Now, I'm not saying you should only be local. Heck, my company, I work with people internationally. Like, my company is a global company, but I still focus a big portion of my attention on local clients because if the internet goes down, if the phones go down, if the electricity's out, people need to know where to find you nearby, right? You don't want to go all in any direction. And I'm telling you, local businesses are the ones that are going to make it through with least amount of suffering. And so to start thinking about what do you have to offer, you'd be surprised. Take the quiz, it's free. Find out, like, what kind of business owner would you be or entrepreneur would you be? Do you have what it takes? Do you have, like, for some people, they know that cuts are coming, but they have a runway. They have some time where they can build something on the side and get ready for that agency cut, get ready for that industry cut so they're prepared. And, it's never hurts to have extra income, does it? Tell me in the comments. Have you thought about creating your own income, creating your own business, creating a product, creating a service, something that you can do that's yours and you own it and nobody can take it from you? Some of you that are content creators, or you do TikTok shop, or you do UGC videos, user generated content for brands, like, hopefully you've set your stuff up as an actual business with the right foundation so that you don't get surprised at tax time. 1099 workers, you need to set yourself up with an LLC and then an S corp so you're not paying self-employment tax. A lot of people don't know that end of how do I set up a business so that I'm protected even as a 1099 contract worker. You can actually set up a sole proprietor corporation, S corp, with the IRS so that your income is passing through the corporation, which does not pay the amount of tax that someone who's claiming self-employment tax pays. They pay less. How do I know? Because I'm an S corp and I did self-employment tax for a number of years. And I was paying thousands of dollars more than I do now using my corporation and then paying myself out of the corporation, less all my expenses. The other way, you don't get as many write-offs, you don't get as many tax breaks at all. So if you're doing even UGC, you need to set up an LLC and an S corp. Um, an LLC is more for the sort of liability aspect. It is not a tax break, and people don't even understand that. And that's stuff that I actually explain in my foundations class course that I am getting ready to release. Like, the first part of it is released right now, but Spirit was telling me, like, people need to get on board and start creating income, you know, walk dogs, get rid of the middleman. Like, we need to get rid of the middleman. DoorDash, middleman. Instacart, middleman. Rover for walking dogs, that is middleman. Get rid of the middleman, right? If you grow in your garden, start selling your vegetables to your neighbors, but set it up as a business so that you are writing off the expenses of your fertilizer, of your soil, of your seeds, all those things. Set it up as a business and set it up properly so that you don't get some surprise tax bill at the end, right? Is any of this interesting to you guys? Is it helpful? Please put it in the comments. Let me know. I just really wanted to come on and share with you guys, like, this quiz is open, it's available. You can go take it for free. The results, like, I redid this quiz 3 times after doing beta testing on it with clients. And some of this is a process I take my clients through before we jump into setting them up so that I know where they're at. But when it's something that has to have its own sort of logic branching, it takes a while to build, and this took me a while to build. Aside from I had to code it, like, write my own coding to get it onto my website and get it working so I didn't have to pay a third party, because even I am looking at the third party softwares, the SaaS programs, service as a s or software as a service that we all pay memberships for now, like Microsoft Word and Outlook, all the things we have to pay that we no longer get to own, right? Like CapCut, it's a monthly fee. You don't just buy. You guys remember when you could buy software? I don't know, like QuickBooks. I used to own QuickBooks on my desktop, paid one fee, one, and I owned the software. But a few years ago, they all went to what's called SaaS, software as a service. Do you know what that did? That made us all have to enroll in stupid shit. Literally. Now you don't get to own your software. You have to rent your software. And QuickBooks I dumped because finally I found an accountant that was not using it and used the software that I wanted to use called Zero. Way better. It works so much more intuitively, so much more like affordable. QuickBooks has gotten to be close to $1,200 a month. I mean, a year for small businesses and independents like me are like, what are you talking about? 1200. You start paying for all these softwares and you 1200 times 4 of those, that's a freaking that's your monthly salary. Like, it's so stupid. Anywho, so and these are the things that, like, independents don't know. Yeah, Microsoft, they piss me off. I use them, but eventually, I mean, Google's got Google Docs and whatnot. It just doesn't have the features that I like that Microsoft has. I don't like their spreadsheets. I don't like the lack of maneuverability. They don't have PowerPoint slide stuff, and I use slides a lot and build a lot of slides. So I do use Microsoft. That I think is 100 and something a year for a few of your family members if you have Microsoft 360 family or whatever. That one's affordable for 100 and something a year. But when you're talking 1,200 a year, which several of my softwares that I use in my business, that's what it costs to run. In fact, the streaming software I'm using right now is like $400 a year. You know, you start throwing 400 here, 1,200 there, 300 here, 150 there. It adds up. And I've been in business long enough where I keep an eye on the prices and the tools I'm using, no matter how comfortable I am using them, and reassess them every 6 months to a year to see if there's something I can get cheaper. Just like I do my car insurance, my homeowner's insurance, right? We got to check in with these things. So, Spirit had me create this free quiz, and this is the start. Do you have what it takes? And if you look, super cool, super easy too. There's 13 questions, but they are not easy to answer questions, y'all. This is not like a simple, fun little share your avatar, blah, blah, blah on the screen. It's like with Facebook, you can share this quiz with anyone you want, but this is a seriously made quiz, and it's based on my being an entrepreneur for 30 years, me knowing psychology, sociology, and all the spiritual stuff that I know. Because it will get you to really, like, your answers are routed through a system called a weighting system. So if you answer this way, I know you're leaning more towards this archetype. At the end of this, you get an archetype with a full breakdown of what it is. But like the very first question, which of these comes closest to where you are right now? And this is just to assess, where are you? Are you unemployed? Are you employed but burned out and you're doing extra work just to stay afloat? Do you have a side gig? Are you working multiple jobs? Like that's the very first question we go through. That's an easy one to answer. As you go through the quiz and answer the questions, they get a little more like make you stop and actually have to think about your answers. So that is the link is in my bio, or you just go to my website /income hyphen quiz and you can take it for free. And then you'll get to your results page, which is a full page breakdown of this is your archetype, this is what it means. And then you'll be emailed sort of a summary of what your result is. And there's 5 different archetypes. There's the seeker, there's the hidden gold mine, there's the solutions builder, the caged visionary, and the emerging expert. Those are the 5 archetypes. Depending on how you answer is what the result that you get. So far, everyone who's taken it, and I did beta test it, has said, holy crap, this thing is accurate. So it'll take you about 10 minutes. Have fun with it, but it's a serious quiz. This is not like, I almost called it an assessment because it's more like an assessment, only it isn't. It's a quiz. You get an archetype. You're not here. There's no pass or fail. There's no right or wrong. Yeah. So from here, then I created for the people who don't know what to offer, but need to make money, a program. And once you take the quiz, you can find out all about it. But I created a program called the Income Generator Blueprint. And that program is something you work through on your own. It's pretty intense, takes some hours to get through. It's not easy. The questions there, the process to go through it is a lot. And they're questions you haven't asked yourself and nobody asked you. Why? How do I know? Because I created it. Because I take my clients, my private clients, through this process when they're looking to either change careers, change industries, change jobs, up level their business, and they don't know what direction to go, right? This is the process I take them through, and I had to find a way to keep the same level of depth, not surface. If you guys have worked with me, y'all know I don't do surface well. Everything I create typically is going to be pretty damn deep, and not just an easy surface thing. But I created that and ran several beta testings on that. I iterated it 3 times to improve it until it was finally the way I wanted it, and the outcome or the output is the way I wanted it. It's a pretty amazing tool, this income generator blueprint, because you're going to be asked questions. You can upload your resume. You're going to be asked questions about not only your professional history, but things that you do naturally, things that you like. You're also going to be asked about your values, what's important to you, your priorities, your physical limitations, time constraints like kids, right? Some of you can travel, some of you can't because you have families, right? What you're not willing to do for work, what you have never thought about doing. Like it's going to ask you some very, very specific questions so that you get a very, very specific output. By the time you're done with the income generator blueprint, you will have given like made for you, and it works with AI. Like I created a bunch of 1-page, 2-page prompts to use with the journal prompts and the questions that you're going to be asked in this blueprint. Once you answer the questions, you upload them into these prompts into a chat AI, And the AI has been given very strict instructions not to let you move ahead until you've answered it completely. I've tested it on ChatGPT. I built it in so that and tested it mainly in Claude. I know Claude doesn't go off the rails the way ChatGPT does. ChatGPT goes off the rails. It works in Gemini too. Doesn't matter which one you use because again, there's strict instructions, and as long as you follow the guidelines, you're gonna get an amazing output, and it will give you ideas of things that you can sell as services, as products, things that you can make that you probably never thought of. Everyone who's done it so far has gotten ideas that they never considered, and the deal is, I've programmed this whole blueprint so that it doesn't give you obvious conventional jobs. Sometimes it will. You can push back if you don't like the answers, but like s- for the most part, it's going to look for the non-obvious things. It's pattern spotting the way I pattern spot. So it's like having me in your pocket because this is stuff it takes me months to work through with a private client. And my rate right now is 997. So like this program, this income generator blueprint, I priced it at 147, so it's accessible to anybody. And I walk you through step by step how to do it. On screen, there's video that will show you this is how you upload the file. This is how you answer. And you have a whole worksheet that is a Google Doc or a Word doc that you put all of your answers in so that's all in one place. And by the end of it, you know what you're gonna offer, you know who that offer is for, the audience, which takes people 3 months usually to figure that little bitty part out. It's not a little bitty part. Problem with most people is they wanna sell something, they wanna offer something, they don't know who to offer it to or how to offer it, um, and how to speak to those people. So this gives you the basics of who your audience is. It gives you market input. Literally something that you can't get anywhere else that complete. And then from there, what I had to hold off everything on is because I've been building the foundations course, which is the income architecture foundation, which is the start of any business, how to set it up properly and takes you through everything, your brand, your offer, how to write an offer, how to make your messaging, how to create the logo, the color scheme, how to set everything up for your business legally, how to register things, the software and the tools you need, just basic for your business, how to price yourself, which is so hard if you've never worked for yourself or done the kind of exploration into trying to offer something. I mean, interesting enough, have you guys ever wondered why you'll see like candles in the store for like 22, $24, but then someone on Etsy will be selling a handmade, handcrafted candle for $9 and you're like, I know that took them a while. I know they use quality ingredients. I know the shit in the store is full of a bunch of toxic garbage. Why are they selling theirs for half the price? Have you guys ever wondered that? Why it goes that way? I'll tell you a little secret that I teach in the foundations course. But I want to know from you guys, like put a comment in. Y'all are just sitting on the wall listening to me. Panda Pie, hello, hello. Yes. The reason why is because most makers, creators, or first time entrepreneurs or business owners typically price their products and services on their self worth. They don't price it based on market value, literally, are pricing it on your self confidence, your self image. Biggest mistake I see new business owners make. Always. This is a lesson I had to teach my daughter time and time again, and she's a custom dance wear and dance competition designer and maker. She designs her own costumes, and I mean they're elaborate, right? like so elaborate. And they take her so much time. And she sources all of her materials and fabrics and the fringe and the sparkly stuff that she bedazzles on. I don't know what you call it. I mean, all I know is girlfriend's got some big ass expensive sewing machines too. It ain't cheap. Like I look at her, just her machines. She has 2 machines that are worth the cost of a car. Well, a used car back when I was, yeah, 20 years ago. In any case, when she sells one, when she first started, she kept discounting, discounting, discounting. I'm like, "Girlfriend, what are you doing?" "Well, I don't have the same, um, number of years doing this as these other designers." I'm like, "But your designs are actually better than some of them. You are a perfectionist." She's autistic, so she is a perfectionist beyond belief. "Why aren't you pricing it that way?" She's like, "I don't know, mom, I don't have the confidence." And that's when I taught her the lesson. You never price things based on your self-image because it will always be way below market value. And that's why you see on Etsy a bunch of people selling stuff for dirt cheap, even though their products are better. And it's the same way in the service industry. Like I see people pricing stuff for their services, and I'm like, what are you doing? You know what you're doing? You're walking towards burnout in a big fat way. There's a time to discount. Like I priced the income generator blueprint at 147 because right now people actually need it. And I built it specifically because I have other programs I already do. I've been doing for, you know, since 2014. But I know how many people need to make an income. I know single moms right now who were laid off that don't know how they're going to pay their rent and feed their kids. I want to make it accessible. I can't give it away for free because you guys won't finish it. It's work. Like nothing I put out is surface, like I said. So that income generator blueprint is worth over $1,000 with what you walk away with. The foundations course, the architecture foundations, that's basic business building, marketing, branding, social media, content building, offer creation, sales conversations, follow up. All those things are included that you would normally have to pay 1,000 to $5,000 per module. No joke. Go look it up. I put it all together into one course, and right now, I'm releasing it at $597 for all of it. That course is worth over $11,000 when you rip it apart and start just piecing it off. There's 60 lessons. Usually you buy a course, and any of you guys who have signed up for any kind of digital marketing course or business course, 5 modules, $5,000. Least amount you're going to pay is $1,900, $2,000, right? That's usually the minimum. Once in a while, you'll find it on sale for $1,000, but you add that times 12 because there's 12 modules in this. Like I said, it's well worth over $11,000. $597. One time, no membership, none of that. And it's all broken down step by step how to do it. Every section has a video, every section has specific things, action items to take. Literally within the first module alone, you're going to know what you're offering and what the basic value is. By the second module, you're nailing it. And by the fifth module, where we really get into pricing, like proper market value pricing and how to calculate that, I even created a whole calculator broken up by industry, like tradespeople, services, products, how to price your products, consulting, advisory work. Like I broke this spreadsheet up so you easily can calculate what you should be charging based on what it costs you, how much time it takes you, and what it's worth. so that there's no guessing. Like, I am removing all the guesswork out of you starting a business, starting a service, starting a product. And then at the end of it, you know exactly how to take it to market and you can start earning money immediately. And you can make money like before the course is even over, like halfway through. Can this work for a couple and buy one, or do we need to each have one? You guys can do it as a couple. Yes. If you're married and you're looking to build a business, absolutely. You're going to work through it, you know. You're only gonna have one login, period, though. Like, you can't share logins because I can see, and if I see, like, a bunch of different IP addresses logging in, to me, that's always, like, either a bot attack or someone, infiltrating my website, and it's happened before. Then I will reach out to the person, and if I'm not satisfied with what I hear back, I'll knock them out because I've had people come in and try and steal my stuff, especially when it's stuff like this where I'm trying to help people, but it's really complete. And then starting, next week, because I have to finish uploading all the foundation stuff, I've got the first 2 modules uploaded already, but most people aren't even gonna get to the foundations course until they do the blueprint. And if you do the blueprint first, I'm telling you, it's a shortcut. Like, if you're starting fresh on your own without doing that blueprint, which is gonna take you, if you do it right, it's gonna take you several hours if you do it right. I have a couple people that are beta testers that haven't finished yet. Like, they're like, "This stuff, the questions in this blueprint are tough. You've never thought of them before." And it's just the nature of the way that I work to really excavate and elicit deep responses. But with the blueprint, you have several sections of input to put into the foundations. So you're not doing all of that work on top of the work in the foundations course to finally come and put everything together. At the end of the foundations course, you literally have a file with your entire brand, a folder where you can literally a document you can upload to a copywriter, a sales team, an AI, and that's something that I would say is better because you have control over it, that knows your voice, knows your branding completely, knows your message, knows your mission, knows your values, and builds your sales pages, your offers, your email follow-ups, all of it out based on what's called a brand Bible. And that's invaluable. It took me on my own to do my brand Bible when because I just redid my entire website back at the beginning of the year, and it took me a couple months to work on it because I was repositioning, rebranding. I always refresh my brand every couple of years. I redid my entire brand. It took me months to create a new brand Bible. I changed everything, my fonts, my colors, not my name, but how I was speaking, who I was speaking to. By the end of the foundations course, you know who your audience is. You know what they're afraid of. You know what they need. So when you have all that information in the way that I teach you how to write it, speak it, and address it, marketing and sales becomes so easy. And then you stand above the crowd because your brand, your products, your services are differentiated from the market. Now, I was in sales and marketing when I was in my 20s. When I left corporate at 28, I was a director of business development for a large leasing company in San Diego. And I'd already been in sales and marketing for multiple years. So this isn't new to me. While for the last 26 years, have been doing mainly coaching for high performers, high achievers, people who've gone through trauma. This business aspect is stuff I help my private clients with, but I haven't offered this type of thing out to the public. I'm doing it now because people need to make money and they need to do it away from corporate. They need to do it without the institutions getting in the way and taking a cut. And that's why this whole 3 series thing, the quiz, the income blueprint, and then the architecture foundations was built. That's what I've been busy doing, and I still have some videos I have to finish recording and editing. I mean, putting together a course is no small deal, especially when Bernadette's doing it. Because yeah, it's a lot. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing so that you guys have a way that's accessible to start something on your own. And no joke, even if you just do the blueprint. One of our Charm Life members was a beta tester on the blueprint, and she was one of the first ones through it. And I did it with her because she's not super tech savvy. If you're not tech savvy though, I gotcha. Like, I literally hand walk you through how to set things up, how to upload things to the AI, how to save things on your computer, where to download things on the site, on my site, all those things. Like, you don't have to be super tech savvy, but you can't be afraid of a computer because you're going to be using it. And if you're that afraid of a computer, starting a business or running a business or coming up with something like that ain't going to be so easy for you. Everything is on computers nowadays. Anywho, um, what else was I gonna say? I just lost my train of thought. Anyhow, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I've been doing. And I hope it's helpful. I hope that um you guys get as much value out. The girl who did it from Charm Life, she was given an idea, two of them, that she had not thought of. And she's already taken action. It's been less than a week. She's like, I'm going to go out and talk to these people and start setting it up because her income's been slowing down, and she does spark deliveries, right? And I'm not kidding when I say entry level workers can cash in on this too and make some money. I'm literally wanting to help whoever through this, and I can't do it in private sessions. I can only take so many private people, and most people can't afford to work with me at that level. So, tried to find an affordable solution to help as many people as possible out of this ridiculous, ridiculous economy and job market. And you guys can always reach me by email, but I'll be doing lives about that stuff too, answering questions lives during the day, like in the mornings and maybe one or two at night here and there, but not until the week of the 18th. Like all, no, I guess it would be the week of the 13th, halfway through the week, maybe the 11th. All this coming week, I've got to finish finalizing everything on the foundations and make sure all the code is working. The first couple modules have been released. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm actually super excited about it. Anywho, so what else you guys want to talk about? Do you want to talk about what's going on with the energy? I'm curious. I'm curious at what you guys are feeling. It's been a pretty emotional couple days just jumping into the month of May. Have you noticed? Have you felt it? Are you happy with it? Or are you stressed out about it? And do you have any questions about the quiz? Do you have any questions about the income generator blueprint or about the foundations? And all of the links for all three of those, the quiz, the generator, the foundations course, are in my bio. Just click the link in my bio, all of my social media, click the link in my bio, and you'll see the links to all of it. So, yeah. Nobody's got any questions, comments, insights, hits that you guys have been getting? You guys just want to, are you doing the quiz right now and you're just, you're listening in the background? Tell me what's going on. Otherwise, I'm going to jump off because it's 9:30 here. If nobody's chatting, I feel like I'm here all by myself. You guys are just sitting on the wall, just watching. Funny, funny. Everybody disappeared. You guys must be doing the quiz. And you can't jump back over here. You can, like the quiz won't disappear. It'll be in your browser still, even if you're on your phone. Tell me, what's up? How you been doing? How are you hanging through this energy? And have you been considering making an income on your own? Do you need to? Like it's imperative. You've been emotional the last couple of weeks. Jeff, you know what's interesting about that? Um, I have a couple I have a couple different health clients that I've been working with chronic health issues, and I mean big things, right? HEDS, interstitial cystitis that was caused from post-COVID and the vaccines, like everyone's telling me the same thing, the emotional dump. Now, here's the beautiful part about this, and I want you to shift your head a little bit about it. The emotional energy that a lot of people that have chronic health conditions are actually processing since the middle of April, when all the planets started to line up in Aries. All of that excess energy, the agitation feeling, it's been pretty awful lately, Panda Pie. I know. All of that agitation is coming to the surface. For many of you, you may just have gotten used to suppressing how you really feel, and just holding it in, either sparing other people from feeling the weight that you carry, or you feel like a burden, or you feel like your illness is a burden, or your emotions are a burden. So you've been holding it in. With the way the planets have moved s- and have been transiting, aspecting since the middle of April, it's made everybody's emotions boil to the surface. You think that there's any coincidence with some of the things we're seeing being posted on social media right now by our very own president, like Truth Social, like Erica Kirk, Candace Owens, John or Tucker Carlson, who's the other one? Megan Kelly. Like so many of them seem to be having some public meltdowns, but it's not coincidental. Yeah, you can't suppress it anymore. The way the planets are sitting right now, you're not meant to suppress it. You're meant to use um the valve, the relief valve. And so if you're feeling super emotional, if you're feeling kind of edgy, if you're feeling prickly, triggered, all of this is normal and it's been going on since the middle of April, but it has intensified since Friday. The energy of the emotional peaks started to intensify on the 1st of May and will continue to intensify depending on how good you've been at venting, expressing, processing, healing. And the beauty of all of this is physically, you can't feel well physically if you're holding things in, right? Have you heard the saying, the body keeps the score? Have you heard that saying? Louise Hay talked about it many, many years ago. And then what's his name wrote the book, The Body Keeps the Score, right? He kind of took her material after she passed away and created this whole emotion code and body code thing. But that's her work. Like it came from her. That's where it originated. And she knew it's been studied, it's in the ancient text that different parts of your organs, different parts of your tissues will store emotional energy, traumas, and you hold it in. Those things actually impede physical healing. It impedes your ability to get well. We never think about that. See, the liver is the seat of anger, but your liver is your largest detox organ in the body. If you have a chronic illness, your liver is on overdrive all the time. Whatever caused your chronic illness, the root cause, pathogens, that is what your liver is trying to clear. Your liver is what sends the signal to your cells for your immune system to operate. If your liver is not at full capacity, and most of people's liver, because of the American diet, is not at full capacity, you follow me? Then it does what we call congest. It becomes stagnant and it can only get rid of toxins slowly. Your lymph system, your lymphatics are the same way. And the minute you have lymph congestion, and there's an easy way for y'all to tell. I'll show you. Hold on. Let me stop sharing this slide so I can show you on the full screen. You guys see me now? So there's a quick test to see if you have any kind of lymphatic congestion. You guys want to try this? On your chest, this is your collarbone, top of your chest, about a hand's width from the top of your collarbone, right under your pinky finger, right around that. Push. Tell me if you find a sore spot. That's the first point to check. Just push, and it can be on either side. So here, here. There are probably equal sore spots. You guys have sore spots there? If you've ever done any EFT tapping, this is the setup point that we use to release emotions and reverse polarity from negative to positive. But tell me in the comments if you push that point, a hand's width down, bottom of the pinky, right here, right in that area, poke around, is it sore? Tell me. And then we'll go on to the next point where you can check how much of lymph congestion you have. Put it in the comments. Andy, what's up? You're welcome to jump on, my friend, if you want, or you can just hang out in the chat. How many of you guys have sore lymph points? I had to just hide in the house Friday. It all came to a head for me, and I just had to hide. I understand. Sometimes that's what you got to do. And the fact that you sat in it and processed it is probably the best thing you could do. Not try to avoid it, not try to run from it, because that just further suppresses it. You've got to let that vent, right? You've got to let it out. So between those of you on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok, how many of you tested to see if you have a sore spot right here? Did you do it? Yes, in the comments. Or just put sore spot. Or I found it. And if it's sore, let me know. Like, did you find it? And how tight is it? Because there's a couple different things that will show up. So if you have a lot of lymph congestion or you have a lot of stuck lymphatics and emotions, that spot will be more than just sore. For some people that have been holding a bunch of stuff in and not speaking the truth of how they feel, that spot is going to be tight, almost like a little knot more on your left side. Go look that one up. Go look that one up. You've got no sore spot. That's good news. Cartomancy. That's good news, sister. Like left side is the masculine side. So here's a question for you. You don't have to put it in the chat unless you want to. Do you either have issues with the male figure, male authority figures, father figure, in your life where you feel like you are not heard? You can't speak your truth. Nobody hears you. I have no feeling. Understood. Yeah. I'm so sorry you're dealing with that, my friend. Killian Bray is really tough. All right, let's test another point. So that's your main lymphatic point, right? Did I hit a nerve there, Panda Pie? That's your main lymphatic. The other place you test is in your armpit. Same thing, hands width, bottom of where it is. On a woman, it would be the top of where your bra starts. See if you've got some sore spots there. Okay, see if that's sore, both sides. Here. That's another lymphatic congestion point. And people, how often do we walk around testing to see if we're sore under there? Right? When you get sick, I bet you feel you're sore there. And a lot of people think, oh, it's just because I was coughing. Oh, no, that's not it. When you get a fever, right up in there, it's gonna be sore, and you're wise to get some movement going in that lymphatic, wise to get it moving. But again, lymphatics also equal emotional congestion points. So that's another one of those points where you will actually feel the soreness. And that's how you can tell, do I have congested lymphs? Do I have backed up emotions? Do I have things that I'm suppressing? We all have to play the hand God deals us. That's for sure. Those are sore too, Panda Pie, I'm assuming. So here's what's gonna happen for May on the emotional front for all of you. This emotional, sorta on edge, um, like, hair trigger kinda feeling, like, all you're gonna have to do is just say the wrong word, and it's just gonna push me over the edge. Too much. That feeling will only continue to intensify through this month. There's a good reason for it. Come June, for many of you, especially the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, come June, Jupiter's in exaltation in Cancer, and the water signs are going to get shined upon like nobody's business. But until like before June, we're all being set up to get prepared. Water rules emotions. All the water signs, water rules the emotions, right? Everybody's emotions, good or bad, are going to surface all month. If you are not managing, processing, sitting in the discomfort, speaking about, journaling about, letting it out, that energy exaltation in June will not feel good to you. I'm saying work it through in the month of May. That's what this is all about. Thank you for the kitties. Right? That's what this is all about. So work it through. Don't ignore it. Do not pretend. All right. Can't wait until June gets here. Same for real. But May has some really beautiful aspects to it in that a lot of stuff that we didn't know that we were holding in that were causing more pain and suffering mentally and emotionally affecting our physical bodies is going to be pushed out whether we like it or not. Like that's the job of the energy that is pushing up against you. So if you do feel like I just can't date anymore, I gotta hide in the house, do it. Sit in it. Be uncomfortable. Don't avoid it. As much as you can get it out, process it, express it. If you got to lay on your bed and put your face down into a pillow, pound your fists and scream or cry or talk it out, do it. Give your energy an outlet. What you should not do is try to do what you've always done and hold it in, because that will actually turn on you and hurt you. And come June, you'll be set up so much better because you worked it through. And sometimes after these sort of explosive energies, and Uranus is at play this month. Uranus can be very explosive, very unpredictable, very unexpected. A lot of people have explained their emotions that way. They've articulated that that's how their emotions feel right now. Yeah, that's Uranus at play. It's also Saturn pushing in. Chiron's at play too. Like there's a lot of planets lined up trying to help us. And the reality is, on a global scale, but especially within the US, and this is what I covered in the Hidden Wisdom forecast, like all of the placements of the transits happening within the US, what this energy is specifically doing and what we're going to see play out on the global stage and then in our personal lives. And then I broke it down by element. But that's all in the Hidden Wisdom monthly membership. Again, you can find all that on my website. From the place of, is it gonna get better in the month of May from the month of April? April was an intense month. I don't know if I would say better, it's gonna be different. It's not gonna be as intense in some ways, okay? In some ways. In other ways, especially emotionally, it's going to be worse because a lot of people are not used to dealing with their own emotions, let alone the whole world's at one time, right? How comfortable are you dealing with other people's emotions? How comfortable are the people around you dealing with yours? Because that level of discomfort is going to be felt. It's going to be obvious. That's what we have to look forward to for the month of May, right? Like I said, I am very grateful that I've got this project that I've got to finish, and I've had been head down because I have a Pisces moon, and when it comes to feeling everybody's emotions, it rocks me. It totally rocks me when I'm not grounded. But when I've got something going on, I am really good at tuning everything out and just getting her done. And I'm in my little office with Milo, the golden retriever, and he's very peaceful and I'm very peaceful and we just get it done, right? Not a lot goes chaotic or dramatic in here. When I've got to interrupt my work and my projects to talk to clients, then I have to obviously step into their emotions some, but so far it's been okay. It's been pleasant. But a lot of people are feeling it. So if you are, there's nothing wrong with you. You've been holding stuff in, time to let it go. So pay attention. Lots of journaling, lots of journaling. There's help coming not just from planets in our galaxy, but from planets in several other galaxies. That I don't doubt. There's energies coming to help shift. This is a huge, monumental, unprecedented shift that is occurring on Earth. And every country right now, big or small, is gonna feel it. Every individual at some level is gonna feel it. How you feel it, how you process it is entirely up to you, and it's not gonna be the same for 2 people. Like, you could be in a household like I am with 5 other people, and you're like, everybody's going through it differently, everybody feels it differently, and everyone will describe it differently. But, I mean, think about growing up. If you had siblings, your story and their story sometimes are complete opposite, and you grew up in the same house. You went through the same Christmases. You had, right? But you experienced it very differently. So I think right now, having some grace and compassion for what people are going through, a lot of people are waking up. Even people that maybe you thought it was incapable, were incapable of waking up. Now, that doesn't mean that them waking up shifts and changes them. Waking up and actually becoming different are 2 very different things. And we can't expect anybody who just is waking up to the reality that a lot of what they were taught, told, and believed is not true. We can't expect them to just change overnight. Change doesn't happen like that. It just doesn't. So have some grace, have some compassion. Now, I know from a policy and political standpoint, it's hard to understand where people are at with their eyes closed, saying nothing's wrong, nothing's, everything's grand. Like you wonder, what planet are you living on? And how delulu are you? And for those people, sometimes you just have to let them choose what they're choosing and accept that they are where they are. I know there's a lot of people in the spiritual communities who are like, love and light. What are you manifesting? I ain't manifesting this shit, hun. This was predicted and prophesied thousands of years ago. So don't be talking to me about manifesting this into my reality. It was prophesied. Someone else manifested it. But we're riding through it, and I'm not going to pretend it's not happening because then you're in spiritual bypass, right? 3 of us sisters, all different memories and recall. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Biggest lie told, I am fine. Those 3 words are so damaging, but not to other people. They're damaging to you when you say them. I'm fine. when you're not. If you're not fine, say it. If you're not fine, say, "I'm not okay, but I'll be okay eventually," or "I'm not okay and I don't want to talk about it," or "I'm not okay and I could use someone to just listen, not try to fix me, not try to change me, just listen." Sometimes that's what we should do, right? But what we should do is tell the truth about how we feel and not try to wear a mask. The thing about masks right now for the rest of 2026, hear me. I don't know if I've said this on live streams. There are no masks that will hold in 2026. No amount of super glue is going to hold your fake masks on. Masks and gloves are off the rest of this year. So you might as well just be authentic. We're Irish twins. I love that. I love that. Does that make sense, y'all? I hope it does. I hope it's helpful, like, that it's not just you and you're not alone going through this stuff and in your feelings. I know when we're going through stuff, it's like we feel like we're the only ones in the entire universe on the planet who is going through it, and it can feel like that. And sometimes we're the only ones that matter to ourselves, and that's okay and normal too. Like, don't judge yourself for that. Don't judge someone else for feeling that either, right? I think that there's so much internal work that is required of us right now. We're all being asked to level up in so many different ways. Do you know what I mean? With the income thing, with the sovereignty thing, whether it's your energy consumption and what provides the power for your house, or your food and where it comes from and growing your own, or your income, or taking control of your health and do it more naturally. We're all being asked to be a whole lot more self-responsible, accountable, and think outside the box and get back to nature. Like, get back to a natural rhythm. Get back to tuning your circadian clock properly, which means no blue screens an hour before bed. Read a book. If you need to be entertained to get yourself sleepy, read a book. Do not watch the screen. Because the last thing that you hear if you fall asleep with a video playing, that's actually going into your subconscious. And we don't need all of that. Be intentional, be conscious. Like, it's time to clean it up, right? From what we eat to what we drink to what we think and what we digest with our minds, what we watch on social media. I've been spending a lot more time, especially on TikTok, on my page of who I follow because I've curated that list. I don't just follow back anyone and everyone. I have a list of people that I actually follow because I like their content. They do news, they do science, they do all kinds of different stuff. I go there more than I go to the FYP anymore, especially right now, because the FYP is full of a bunch of negativity, you know? And I make sure that when I watch someone's video, I hit the like button at the very least. Try to leave comments, but at the very least, and let them know, hey, good job, keep going. There's nothing worse than being a content creator like me, and you got 10,000 people who watched your video and like 100 people liked it. And you're like, what's up? Come on, right? Take the time to appreciate the things that people are doing out in the world that you gain value from, right? Even if it's this stream, like, hit the like button, hit the follow button, leave a comment. You guys have no idea how much it's appreciated. It's so appreciated. I like to sit outside and watch the stars before I go to me too. That's one of the most I spend so much time on my patio with my dogs. And they just like to sit outside with me, like, we just watch. Penny watches the fence line because she's the guard dog. She watches for the squirrels to see if any squirrels or critters wanna come crawling into her yard. She's very she's very on it. Good job. If anyone's walking on the sidewalk, Penny lets everybody know. Aw, thank you, P and Panda Pie. I appreciate you. You know what I mean, though? Like, sitting outside and Milo just has to be outside. Milo has to be everywhere. Milo's in here asleep on my floor right now. He ate his dinner. His dad was downstairs, and I was coming out to do the live stream. I was like, "Just stay in the house, go eat." And Nick goes, "He's already eaten." And Milo looked at me like, "Yeah, grandma." I was like, "All right, Milo, you can come." He 11 years old, bolted out the door and headed for my office, wagging his tail. So he came in and then laid down and goes to sleep. I don't know why. Of the 3 dogs, he's not my dog. Penny, the rescue dog, she's my dog. She doesn't come in here. She she likes to sleep on the couch in the living room, which is covered in pads so that she doesn't ruin my couches, although it's probably too late. They're white. They were white. Penny stays on the couch and watches the front of the house. Like, that's her job. She's just a guard dog. She lets us know when someone pulls up. She lets us know every time Amazon comes. Anytime someone lingers close to our driveway, Penny lets us know. So she doesn't really hang out in my office ever. She'll hang out on the back porch, always the patio. She'll hang out with my dad. But at night, even she hangs out there. She'll come up on my bed for a little while and then she's like, I want my own bed, probably because I kick her. And then Macy, she just comes in because she wants treats or if her mom's not home. Milo, though, Milo, I'm his person, apparently. He's just like, I know you're not my owner, but you're my person. And he's my dog. He's my favorite. I was telling that. So hanging out with them, that's my connection. I watch in my backyard. I watch the sky. I watch for the birds. Got a ton of birds that come out in Texas. Sunrise, sunset. A lot of stuff you can see in the universe's television screen. Spirit can bring lots of messages just in those peaceful moments when you're watching. Milo likes to be with you because you call him a soul. I know. And I treat him like a king, honestly. Milo gets special treatment. Um, so yeah, sit outside. It's getting warmer. Take your shoes off, take your socks off, put your feet on the grass if you can without getting eaten by a million bugs. Spend some time in nature. Go walking in the trees. Go sit by the water. You know, if you can't, go to the water, put on some headphones with the sound of the ocean and just sit outside in the warm sun. Fill up on that vitamin D. Get your time. Literally, like my dad is finally realizing why I'm outside so much. And I'm outside year round. Like I'm on that porch and that patio year round. And now he comes out and spends at least an hour a day outside, not necessarily directly in the sun, but under the patio overhang in the shade. He's like, I got to get my sun for today. I got to be outside. And I'm like, you do. Fresh air in the sun, you know, just feeling the warmth. So you guys don't even understand that grounding aspect, what it actually does and helps with your emotions. And if you're really super emotional, go outside and take your shoes off and see if grounding actually helps. Because the earth has no problem absorbing your negative energy. You guys know that, right? I'm blessed with living in the mountains with lots of new life. I lived outside of Durango, Colorado for nearly 18 years, and I do miss nature. I mean, I had 2.5 acres. We had elk, we had eagles, we had golden eagles, bald eagles, we had deer, we had foxes, we had all kinds of natures and everywhere, right? The mountains, the water, the lakes, the rivers. Beautiful. I don't miss the snow, but I absolutely miss the sunrise and sunsets and all the time out in the garden and the beauty and the clean air and the dry air, no humidity. Um, yeah, I miss it. But I like the warmth here, and my dad likes it. He does not have to shovel snow. I don't mind either. I don't miss shoveling snow. I just miss all my animals and my gardens. I miss my goats and my chickens and all those things because we're in a subdivision now. I'll run my list when you have time. Your list? What list? Tell me what list. I have What time now? What list? What are we talking about? Am I not putting two and two together, Panda Pie, like who you are? Is that possible? Like in real life, who your name is? Like what your name is in real life? Because I don't know what list you're talking about, but um and when I'm streaming from my computer. So when I'm on here, I can't bring people up. Like when I'm just doing a live on TikTok, I can just open the boxes, but you can't do that when you're streaming from your computer like I am. I'm doing it through Restream. So otherwise I bring you guys up and we could talk live. I mean y'all are welcome to put it in the comments. So anywho, that's what we have to look forward to. I'll dive deeper into what's coming energetically as we move kind of through the month. There's going to be some real big highlights, but this coming week, the 1st through the 6th, so through Wednesday, there's an intensification of energy. There's some pivot points happening. And if you guys are in Hidden Wisdom, you read, like, watch the forecast, watch the monthly forecast, because I broke down the key dates like I always do. And I broke down what the transits are, what's going to happen out of those transits. We got more revelations coming this month. A lot more truth to be told this month. So, I'll be making content when I have time. I've not had any time to sit down and make videos the last couple days. Um, and I haven't really wanted to. I've really just wanted to get this project done so I could get this out into the world. I keep seeing videos of people going, I don't have an income. I need to make money. People aren't responding to my applications. I'm like, you need to go work for yourself. So I'm going to be talking a lot about that. And then um, I've got to record the next series in the podcast, Deer with Two Fawns on my birthday. Oh, that's such a blessing. Baby blue jays, squirrels, skunks, fox, more. I'm not rushed, not at all. I love that. I love blue jays and cardinal. Like I have this cardinal couple that live in our trees and they lay eggs in one of my trees when it finally fills out. And it's always fun to see the babies and see the eggs. What those little tiny birds built a nest up under the eaves in the porch. I have a porch off the front of my office, and they built a nest, and a big damn bird came and broke their nest. And I looked down when I walked out of my office one day, and there was these itty bitty eggshells. So, and I don't think it was the squirrels. I think it was the birds because I caught a big black, like starling looking bird messing with its nest. I was kind of bummed. I like it when they lay eggs. Like we have baby bunnies we have a mama bunny that always lays her clutch either in my little garden boxes next to my garden or under my shed or under my patio deck. Like always, always, always. And I haven't seen her around lately, so I don't know if she's come with her little clutch. Oh, you missed what I said while you were typing? Aw, no worries. Anywho, all right. Look, if you guys don't follow me on YouTube at Bernadette Gold, the number 1 on YouTube, you should go follow me there. If you like replays on these live streams, because I don't post the live stream replays on TikTok. It takes too much time and energy. But because I record and I go live on Facebook and YouTube, it always auto saves in the live tab on my YouTube channel. And then I have 2 channels. I have the Gold Factor, and then I have the Bernadette Gold channel at Bernadette Gold, the number 1, same as it is on TikTok and most of my social media. That one I always broadcast live onto, and my podcast is over there. That's my new channel. If you click the live, this live will already be there. It'll process as soon as we're done recording. So the lives live over there on YouTube so that you can always go back and watch it if I talked about something and you missed it. So hopefully that's helpful. Anywho, All right. I'm going to go have a cup of tea, some oolong tea, and relax and enjoy some quiet before tomorrow's load of video editing and website coding. Monday is upon us tomorrow. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Get sweet dreams. Pay attention. One last thing, pay attention to your dreams. Lots of messages are coming through, and it's not going to be always the way you think. So, as you're falling asleep, as you're waking up, that's when spirit talks, and when you're asleep and you don't get in the way of those messages, right? So enjoy it. Thank you, Mr. Andy, for the galaxy. I appreciate you so much. I love you too, Mr. Jeff. Y'all have a good evening.